Okay. Each year we ask people to put a box on their tables from Thanksgiving holiday through all of the December gatherings, solstice, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, and others. And into that box, we ask you to put money. And this is for, we ask you to do this when you gather for family suppers or with friends, and do something to remember people around the world and in our own country who are trying to live with dignity and courage, working for justice and compassion and protection for the earth, all those things we believe in. And since they can't be with us in person, we remember them, think, maybe send prayers for them, and put donations that will be sent to support them in many different ways by our amazing Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. The UUSC group started in World War II to support people fleeing Nazi persecution, including the first kinder transport, trainloads, and a busload of children taken somewhere safe to live with other families until the war ended.
So we call these guest at your table boxes because we're welcoming these people imaginatively to be with us at our tables, to remember them, to pray for them, to be in partnership and support of their work. And we want to tell you about just one of the group of people that we want you to imagine you're welcoming to your table this season. Later in this service, we're going to talk about people who love birds and therefore also love all the natural places that are home and shelter to these birds. And the truth is, as we all know, when natural places are hurt or destroyed, not just the birds are hurt, but all the animals and fish and plants and even human beings who depend on these natural places are hurt. We have at our table this year some people who are worried about natural places and who depend on them.
Take, for instance, Juan Lopez and all of the people who joined him to defend the Guapanal and San Pedro rivers. By some magic in a moment, we should have a picture of that up here. Yes, indeed. That is the gorgeous Guapanal River at its healthy time. The first picture is of its running through a national park. The second we'll see is of a woman doing her laundry and her child playing in the river. People use it for household chores, a place to play, and also the river is the vital source of water for 40,000 residents of that area.
It's also, of course, a source of life for other species, like the endangered giant anteater. I'm sure you've seen one of those in your backyard. No, you haven't, because it's endangered. And it's in the Guapanal River. Jaguars and reptiles and fish, of course. The river is a vital part of this larger ecosystem that includes endangered species, including also the Utila spiny-tailed iguana.
In 2012, the Honduran government declared much of the land protected land, reflecting both the community's spiritual and cultural reverence for the ecosystem and the river's production of water for so many people. This is a good thing. However, despite this protection, a big mining company requested permission to extract iron oxide along the Guapanal River in 2013, and the government granted this permission. Why? We don't know exactly, but often people who want to do these things put pressure on people in government, pay them secret money, so the richer people get permission to do things that hurt animals and birds who can't speak, but also people who are poor and who they hope won't fight back.
So, when rainwater washed out the pit mining for ore, the dirt and the pollution flowed to the river. This image shows the same river, the Guapanal River in Honduras, after pollution from the mining project. You can see it's turned a kind of mustard or chocolate brown color due to the muddy sediment from the mine's construction and operations. And the contamination, it caused things like very upset stomachs for children, skin problems in adults, and of course no one could bathe or drink that river water. The animals, the plants, the fish all started to suffer. It's hard to breathe as a fish in that water. But the people were not going to be quiet. And while everything they loved and needed was poison, they decided to organize a protest.
Honduras is now a very dangerous place for environmental activists. The government and businesses do not treat them well. In one protest that tried to stop the mining in a national park, the government sent 1,500 troops to attack the defenders. But we can say to those people, we believe in your fight and it is ours. The UUSC has done this in multiple ways. One of the many guests at our table are the people in this fight to protect their beautiful river. We want them to be safe. We want their needs to be heard. We hold them in our hearts and ask, what do you need from us?
And then through the network, grassroots, that the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee continues to nurture, we offer that help. Juan Lopez, who helped start this fight to protect the land and the river, is no longer with us because of the violence that is done to those in this fight. But before he died, he once proclaimed, empire that imposes exploitation, poverty, misery, and war in the name of democracy and freedom must end. Wake up, humanity. There is no more time.
He is a guest at our table. So when we give thanks for the gifts of our lives, when we remember guests fighting to protect the gifts they once treasured and need to keep safe, for their lives and all the creatures who cannot fight, and all the generations to come. Our money in a box speaks for our commitment to this one garment of destiny, that we are all one people.
So thank you in advance for making this Unitarian Universalist spiritual practice your own. We will hand out boxes and brochures in a minute. They have more stories in the brochures about some of the guests we're welcoming. We'll have some boxes on the way out for those of you who didn't get one during the greeting time. If the children are willing, during the greeting time, we'll ask you to help us hand out boxes, and ushers will help hand out ones from the back.
And any other people who'd like to help pass out boxes, there are a bunch of them here in the front, and there'll be ones out after church.
So let's greet one another.